Hey guys, I know it's been a while since the last time I've come on this channel. Um, I'm currently in Iraq right now, as you can see. So I'm sorry if the audio quality is a little bit, it's a little bit worse than you're used to. Uh, I'm gonna try to talk to you guys about this, but if all of a sudden the recording stops, you know why. Okay, I've found something online that I think might just interest you people. I know it interested me. It's a group of Minecraftians, like Minecrafter extremes. They're called LoreWorks, quote unquote, um, because they make lore for themselves. I know, it's crazy, right? They're basically creating a storyline for themselves, which sounds like a noble thing, right? Until you start getting into like their rules. They have like a draconian list of rules if you look on their official Discord server. Dude, this thing is like its own novel, the rules list. There's like 29 rules. And the application process is itself almost an entire page of a Google form. And they're basically asking you for like multiple word responses and to upload pictures of like your best build and stuff like that. And then they're they won't tell you if you got rejected or not. So it's really kind of crazy actually, what they've created here. So clearly because their application process is so rigorous and because they are so dedicated to their craft here, the lore must be good, right people? The lore must be amazing. So let's take a look at the storyline that they've created, okay? First of all, the people of LoreWorks live in a world that they call Drevhall. Or maybe it's called Dribble? I don't know. I've never heard it pronounced before, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to call it Dribble because it could probably be called that. Now, within this world of Drevhall, there's a set of islands, a set of mushroom islands that were colonized in the very early sections of the game by people who were fleeing the old world that was being destroyed. What is the old world? What happened to it? I don't know. They don't talk about that on their wiki page, so who knows, right? Anything could have happened to those guys, But fleeing the destruction of the old world, they came to Drevhall and they settled on this mushroom island. All right, and these first settlers, they immediately contacted another nation called Laperturia. Don't ask me, okay, who made Laperturia or the history of Laperturia, because that's beyond the scope of this video. But all you need to know right now is that the guys came in, they settled the islands, and they immediately asked to be colonized by a foreign nation. Quote, because of the propaganda. Alright? So, already, you can see that these people are pusillanimous.
Pusillanimous. Pusillanimous, an adjective. Pusillanimously, the adverb. Pusillanimousness, the noun.
Extremely pusillanimous. And the only MushWayan person with any spine or backbone is this guy who comes along. His name is Nocta. His brother shows up. He comes to the islands and he starts ripping down the flags of Laperturia and he starts calling for independence, basically alone. And then you know what? It works. He secures the support of the nearby nation of Thornor, who are across the water, and they're very powerful. And together with their support, he secures the independence of the islands of MushWay. So basically, Nocta is a complete chat. Alright? Nocta's awesome. I love Nocta. I have a picture of him on my wall. Okay? But then, with their newfound independence, The MushWay people, they love their elytras. They love flight. Why? Because they can't live without it, quote unquote. That's what the Wikipedia says. I would think that they would like the god of the water, considering they are an island, but nah, man, they're all about the air stuff. All about that air power. So, as we all know, the god of the air is somewhere in the end. And that's pretty obvious. So they proceed to construct another island. Originally, this was only 2 islands of MushWay, but they make this artificial 3rd island. And on this 3rd island, they create a portal to another dimension.
What the fuck are they?
And then they go through this portal and are never seen again. That is how Nocta dies, and the original settlers of MushWay. They just go through this portal and they disappear forever. So Nocta showed up, advocated for the independence of MushWay, and then refused to elaborate and disappeared forever. I mean, he disappeared forever immediately after that. If that's not the most based thing I've ever heard, I don't know what is. What I'm trying to say is Nocta is awesome. So surely Nocta's successors, right, the people who came after these original settlers of MushWay, surely they would take the spirit of independence and carry it on into the future. But no, my friends. What happens after these original MushWayans disappear will shock and disgust you. Because there's a power struggle. And the person who wins the power struggle is this dude named Monkey. Alright? And Monkey is the most pusillanimous man to have ever graced the face of this earth. He shows up, and basically immediately people start leaving MushWay. Alright? Like, over time, people just start leaving the islands, and instead of like trying to increase population growth, instead of advocating for his nation's rights to existence, this man immediately goes to the nation of Thornor, the guys who helped them get independence in the first place, and he asks them no. He literally gets presented with the annexation papers for Thornor to be made into an outpost of Thornor, and he, quote, eagerly accepted the annexation. I mean, come on, bro. I have never been more disappointed in somebody in my entire life. What are you doing, Monkey? And we could have seen this coming the whole time, bro. If you look at his biographic in the wiki, he is, quote, an avid biologist and animal lover. Who made this man the leader of a nation? He has no place in politics. Monkey didn't even stand up for the independence of his nation for 2 seconds, bro. He let the grand project that Nocta created just die basically immediately. Quote, urgently accepted the annexation papers. It is a travesty that the MushWay culture and identity just got erased immediately because of this motherfucker named Monkey. I know what you're thinking. Alright, maybe the nation of Thornor is the right option. I didn't talk about them yet, so we don't even know who they are. Okay, Thornor, underneath their wiki page, is, and I quote, they own ethical villager farms. Why would they feel the need to say that they are ethical if they were actually ethical? Bro, what does that even mean? This is the nation that Monkey immediately surrendered to and immediately wanted to become an outpost of. The quote, ethical villager farms, bro. And in addition to that, they have the infamous iron farm. Dude, it's the infamous iron farm, bro? These guys live up in the mountains, basically, like a bunch of mountain dwelling dwarves out here, you know? What is the point of having all these nations if they're led by such pusillanimous leaders who have no initiative and have no desire to keep them alive? If you look in the wiki of the LoreWorks wiki, bro, they do not fight wars ever. It is a rule in the war book that both sides have to accept a war declaration. And they have never fucking fought a major battle or war against each other. They fight against mobs and shit like that. Man, what's the point of making all these different nations? Y'all should just be one. Fucking Monkey, the Duke of MushWay. If he could hear me now, I would tell him, you are a pusillanimous man. You are completely pusillanimous, and you have desecrated the project that Nocta began. Alright, and if that man could step out of the end right now, he would slap you across the face, Monkey. And you bring great shame on the MushWay name. I'm a MushWay patriot. So, I hope that coming out of this video, we can all realize that we have to stand up for the things that are important in our lives. We can't give in to the strong bullies who ask for the annexation of our small Minecraft island nation. Otherwise, we're going to end up like Monkey, a pusillanimous biologist animal lover. I mean, brother is a living, walking nerd emoji, and they let him rule this country. It is a disaster what they did to MushWay. Alright, this biologist gang has taken over MushWay, and they have ran it into the ground, bro. They ran it into the ground. It is a national tragedy. They should be airing this shit on the TV, that Monkey let MushWay get annexed by Thornor. I lay awake at night thinking about how sad I am that MushWay is gone. It's terrible, man. I can't believe that Monkey did this. So, if you guys would like to join this server, you can do so. I don't have the Discord link because they don't let anybody copy the Discord link, but it's out there. The LoreWorks. You can find the LoreWorks wiki. I'll put that in the description. You can read up on it yourself. It's really an interesting storyline they created here for themselves. And if you would like to join the LoreWorks Discord server, I ask you that you please advocate for the independence of MushWay. And I'll probably be doing another one of this, at least one more, on a different nation of my choosing, just to really show you guys how ridiculous this is. I might even do one about the rules, or at least about the application process, because I think it's just so funny and so weird. See you guys in the next banger video. Hopefully after the war in Iraq is over.